You like the send-off when batting or when bowling?
Look at the aggression. Look into the eyes. Eye contact. A stare. Says something. I don't know what he said, and we won't try to decipher what he said either. We will concentrate on the aggression. And I love that. Love that. Absolutely love that. The passion is on show. This is what the NPL means.
You rightly mentioned, for all the passion and all the kind of animosity you have on the field, once you cross the ropes, it all has to completely die down.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think you get white line fever when you cross there, you play for the badge. Whichever badge is on your chest. And it's different now because it has so many franchise leagues. You can be captained by someone in a league today and play with them 2 weeks later. But once you cross the line and they're on the opposition, you go hammer and tongue to try to get the better of them for your team.
This is a good shout. This is a good shout. Where did that ball pitch? Yeah, they're just seeking a bit of an inquiry there, D'Quella, from his partner at the other end. Have you got under the skin of your own teammate playing for different teams or franchises?
Oh, that was close. Probably hit the glove. Yeah, I've done it already. Played cricket in Trinidad, club cricket, and then had to play against Trinidad for Barbados. And one of my good mates from the club, we were playing against each other, and I was bowling at him and hit the ball at me, and I threatened to throw it back at him, and he steered me down and I steered him down, and it was a little bit of an impasse for like a good 30 seconds or so. And when I got back my phone, we won the game thankfully. My wife messaged and said, "Why are you all acting like that when you know you'll be playing PlayStation later on tonight?"
So the question is, did you all play PlayStation?
Yeah, we're still good. But he knows what it means to play for Trinidad. I know what it means to play for Barbados. It's a real privilege to play for your country, or even in franchise cricket, to be nominated, to be chosen, to be given the responsibility by a coach, a captain, a team owner who's invested financially and emotionally. And the least you could do is leave it all on the park. Cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, as the cliche goes, so you're never guaranteed to perform, but you can guarantee the effort that you put in day on day.
Just like how we see Kyron Pollard and Dwayne Bravo having a go at each other every now and then when they play for their franchises.
Perfect example. And then you see them on Instagram bantering each other, and they uplift each other off the park as well. But once you cross the white line, you're enemies for 3 hours. 9 overs gone, 69 for 2.
Yeah, they're feeling the excitement here, the Lions and the fans. That's because right now they're in control in this chase. Good turnout, good evening, and a wonderful chat here with Carlos Brathwaite. Just trying to understand the player's psyche and also how they approach in the air for a while, approach the game and the camaraderie and sometimes the animosity with players.
We've really enjoyed it with the Lions in this inning so far. They're running so well between the wickets. I feel like they're always turning over strike. Podell 27 off 25. D'Quella 4 off 5. But when you're faced with a target of a run of ball or just under, you want to continue rotating the strike because it forces the fielding team to then have to make aggressive decisions, sometimes funky, quirky decisions to open up areas. When you time it like Podell is, that ball can easily go for 4. And you just chip away slowly but surely. And you drag the game out of the hands of the opposition. You're doing a fantastic job at the moment. They're in control, cruise control, the Lions.
Sometimes we so often see, Carlos, low-scoring games end up as low-scoring thrillers as well. What's the reason for that?
I think if you don't have intent, so you need 6 and over, and you just think, I'll block 4 balls and then hit a 6, or block 4 balls, hit a boundary and then get a single, we're not too far behind the run rate. And then someone bowls a good couple overs, or you get a double wicket over, and all of a sudden it gone from 5 over required to 7.5 and over, and you lost a few wickets. Oh, misfield. Panic can then start to set in, which is why the power play, you always attack the power play as it were almost a game in itself. 45 for 1, regardless if you're chasing 46 or you're chasing 246. You try to attack the power play as best as you can, maximize it, and then in these middle overs, if a small total, stay above the run rate. Obviously, if it's a massive total, the pace is dictated by the total you're chasing. You may need to go at 8s, 9s, 10s in the middle. On this occasion, you could go at 7s and 8s, and you pick that one ball, you take them down and drag the game away from them.
Yeah, and that's what's happened this evening. They played very smart, sensible cricket, got the boundaries, kept rotating the strike, held by some very ordinary fielding. Yeah, just working it around, turning the strike, getting the runs, and they're staying on par with the asking rate as well. 7 runs coming off this over, the required rate now under 6. It's 76 for 2 at the halfway stage, 57 needed in 60. Yeah, Mr. Rambakwela has been kept busy this evening. A tap on the watch will suggest we are heading into an expert education strategic timeout as well.
Party time with a capacity crowd on a Friday night in Kirtipur, just outside the capital city of Kathmandu here in beautiful Nepal, on what is the third last day of the group stages in this Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League Season 2, powered by Ncell. And every single fan is loving their experience, whether they're young or old. Whatever energy she has, let's bottle that up and send it across the nation. It's been a fantastic, 17 days or so. Been here about 3 weeks now as we end the expert strategic timeout. There's a big problem though, and that big problem is for the Janakpur Bolts that seeds its way across to the Chitwan Rhinos and indeed the Pokhara Avengers. They'll be watching on from their team hotels, knowing that unless something remarkable changes in the final half of this innings, not only are the Bolts out, the Avengers are gone, and the Rhinos too, and we'll know our final 4 with 3 games to go. And certainly, it's only trending in one direction. 2 set batters at the crease. There's Dickwella and Powdell. We'll just look to do this with ease. Andrew Leonard here alongside HD Ackerman. HD, are we going to have a twist, or are the Lions going to get this done?
Well, there's 2 things here. Number one, this run chase is right in the wheelhouse of Rohit Powdell. He will fancy this. But when it comes to the Sri Lankan, he is capable of brilliance, and he is also capable of giving it away. In Sri Lanka, they call it Dick Vela doing Dick Vela things. So that would be the only hope, I would think, for the Bolts, is that Dick Vela does something out of the ordinary here. But while that man's at the crease, it's one-way traffic.
Tossed up, teasing it. Yeah, I'm just going to emphasise it once more. Lions win, we know our final 4. Yes, there can be movement within that final 4, and the Kings will certainly look to upset the odds. Any kind of a win for the Lions is enough to get them into the top 4. We'll confirm that, and then the Kings will have a big game against the Royals tomorrow to try and force their way into the top 2. Now, I'm not sure we're going to find her, but I just got up there to the Lions box because I heard that Mother Powdell is in the house, and she's not a particularly regular attendee of games. Didn't speak a huge amount of English, but I had a translator with her, and it was actually beautiful to meet the mother of the national team captain. He's a special young man. End of the 11th, 81 for 2. HD, you think back to your family, the role they had in your career. I presume you'd have been nothing without your mum and dad in terms of where you went with your cricket.
I don't think my mother watched a game. She was too busy at home making sure that the house was in order. No, obviously I had a father who was a professional player as well, so he was my idol, really. Not only my father, he was something I strived to. I wanted to be like him because I used to watch him playing growing up. And he was a brilliant cricketing father as well. And the reason why I say that, it was zero pressure on me. I was allowed to fall in love with the game. Just be a single up. I was allowed to fall in love with the game on my own free will. I found it myself. He never pushed me at all. So he was a shining example to how I think a parent should be with their child striving to become a professional.
Yeah, that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Inspiring your child to love the sport of their own free will, and that's what this Nepal Premier League is doing. The number of young boys and young girls in particular that we've met who are maybe experiencing top-level cricket for the first time, and they're now saying, I'm falling in love with this beautiful game. Okay, I think we've got Jess Crow down pitch side. Jess, who have you got with you?
Well, Lenny, I'm joined here by Abhishesh Gautam. Abhishesh, an excellent start with both ball and bat for the Lions tonight. What have you made of it?
Yeah, we got a really start with the ball, and the wickets was helping for us, and we did a good job with the ball, and we are ahead in this first half of the second innings.
Great stuff. And the last 2 matches, you've seen great success. They've been 2 of your best performances so far as a team. How have you taken the confidence away from those 2 matches?
Yeah, it's really good to be on a winning side in the last 2 games after losing those 3 consecutive games. Yeah, everyone was positive about the upcoming games, and everyone we just focused on winning the small moments in the match.
Great stuff. And taking the wicket off Faf du Plessis as well for yourself, that must have been pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was really, really exciting, and getting that kind of a batsman out is a really, really good achievement for me as well. And I tried that confidence to carry on in this match too.
And with the team positive chasing 1-3-3 tonight, there's been a wicket taken, so let's head back up to Carlos.
Well, just like that, Powdell probably unnecessarily has found a way to give it away. It's something he doesn't do often. It slightly sums up his season. Lots of 30s, 20s, 40s at a run of ball. A little window open for the Bolts.
He's not happy about something. And he feels as though it's hit his glove on the way through. And to his credit, he doesn't show the umpire his glove. And it's these type of moments. Powdell goes for 34. Oh, the Lions stumbling. 84 for 3.
Well, after a little lull in her talents, Jess is back. Flash interview, in comes the wicket. We do love you, Jess. Doing a sparkling job down there. But just whilst we were talking to Abhishek Gautam about his dismissal of Faf du Plessis, we've seen the dismissal of the captain, Rohit Powdell. We only got, well, a quick second look. And it's the end of the over, so we'll have to wait a little while to have another look at the decision. But on first viewing, it looked like Powdell may have been hard done by. Here's Sandeep Jorda. Oh, no, this is close. This is very close. Given! It's 2-2. Height might have been an issue, but it certainly pitched in line, and it looked pretty adjacent on first viewing.
How often does this happen? A little bit of fortune. A little bit of fortune for the Bolts. And then a delivery, a good one. From around the wicket, the attacking line, it turns. A confident appeal. And umpire Rambukwela had a long, hard look and said, that too is out. And now we have a game.
Jorda's gone for a golden duck. It's 84 for 4. To love cricket in Nepal, you've got to love the associate game, the growing game, and here is one of the associate game's finest. JJ Smith to the crease, fresh from his first ever career century that came in the T20 World Cup qualifier down in Zimbabwe, where they qualified, Namibia that is, alongside the co-hosts. He hasn't had a huge amount to do with the bat this season, so a bit of pressure on him because we've just had a most remarkable turn of events. Here's Nice Sadakats. Last thing the Lions want is for Dickwella to do something silly and lose his wicket too. Two big decisions, 2 LBWs, both of them, well, up for debate.
Powdell wasn't happy. And neither was this man. He felt that might have been going over the top. He indicated to his thigh that what he believes is what counts. That man.
Great reaction from Capcom there, wasn't there, of Nirshan Dickwella. Wasn't happy. Good from Smith, immediately off the mark. Slip comes into place. Height was probably the factor. You were just talking to me off air. Did it get him in line? I think it did. Definitely pitched either outside the off stumper We're in line with the off stump. Swept out of the corner. Diving stop will keep it to a single. Protection behind the man. But height was surely the issue. Interesting, the square leg umpire there. You talk about umpiring in pairs and helping your partner out. Obviously, it's an intense atmosphere out there. There's 12,000-15,000 people here, and screaming to the rafters. You want to help your partner out here. You can see the square leg umpire is probably thinking, "Hi."
I only hope he's shaking his head at the reaction of the batter rather than the appeal.
Obviously, they know each other very well, the two Sri Lankan umpires. Siri in particular comes with a great pedigree, but big pressure on Rambakwala. I've got to come back to that Howell decision as well, because that one might have come off the glove, we feel. 4 singles from the over, and actually that's not a bad over for the Lions, given a bit of chaos that was created by Mayan Yadav. 13 ball, 88 for 4. Here is our Presidential Graduate School Platinum Cap leaderboard. Not many Nepali batters in there, that's been a problem, isn't it? Stuart Law's been watching on. Firstly, from when he was with the 19s and now in person, he'll have been ever so impressed by the bowling. He'll be concerned about the batting. He really will, with the exception of Rohit Paudel. Nobody in those top 5. Here comes the 7th bowler. Very talented bowler, really like Aditya Mahata. He replaces Mayan Yadav, who got those 2 wickets in the previous over.
It's difficult to tell whether there's a glove involved there, but one thing that's very telling is that the ball actually misses the stumps. So to give it out of LBW, that's interesting.
And I always feel as though generally bowlers, I as a spin bowler, I appeal for everything. I thought everything was out. Partially because my eyesight's so bad, and secondly because usually my glasses fell down the bridge of my nose, so it just went up. But the keeper's reaction there, the keeper barely appealed. It was kind of an afterthought. He joined in afterwards. Oh, now this is interesting. I thought it was pad at first, and if it was pad, that might have been close. But did he get a bit of bat involved? Obviously did.
Bowls this quickly, Moss. Sees him going down. Bowls it a bit quicker. And that's not a bad shot for LBW. Has he got bat on that? Oh, it's all happening here.
It looked pretty adjacent, didn't it? Given his runs, obviously, so if there's bat involved, can't be outs. Goes straight up. Fielder runs back, going to be tough to take it. Juggled, put down! And it's Anil Shah. And you sense for the bolts that had to stick. He was almost running a bit like a wide receiver. Over his shoulder. Looked like he did everything right, but couldn't hold on.
He just didn't have it cleanly in his hands. He had it, but it's not clean. It's not clean, so by the time he lands, out it pops.
I'll tell you something, if that's held on to, the Bolts might just have been able to pull this out of the fire. Who's going to handle the pressure?
He hasn't looked like playing an aggressive stroke in the 17 deliveries before this. Oh, top edge. Top edge, good decision.
Shows how tough it is, doesn't it, for the umpires. Great effort of that catch from Anil Sa. It was very much, you and I like our NFL, it really was like a wide receiver running over their shoulder. He got a good line on it. He just couldn't find a way to hold on. Something's happened here. I think he's lost his road marker. Extras are the last thing the Bolts can afford. You can see Maas is trying to hide it away from the hitting arc of Diquella, who's going to target that slightly shorter side.
This is a nice time for JJ Smith to walk in though, because a lot of people consider him a big hitter, but he's actually a batter. He likes to knock it around first before what he is capable of doing, and that's hitting it out the ground.
Spot on, he's quite technically correct in the way in which he works it around, whether at the ODI or T20 cricket. Fascinating over, could have been a big wicket instead. 8 runs come from it, 96 for 4. Here's our Agrakanchi Cement Golden Cap leaderboard, and much unlike the leading run scorers, look at this. Well, just not the overseas player, just the one. And I think if we did it in a different manner, we could have actually stuck Sharmala into that list as well. Milton Kumar ahead of him on economy rates. Cut away. That should race to the rope. Smith very powerful. It was short, it was wide, and it was punished.
This is about the placement. 2 men behind point on the offside. They tight on each other. A lovely little back cut. What was interesting for me about those 2 little graphics that we saw earlier was that you always hear people talk about batters win games, bowlers win competitions. It's only Rohit Paudel on that list of batters that has the potential of playing in the qualifiers. And out of all the bowlers, every single one is in the qualifiers.
Yeah, it's great points. Shows the importance of your bowlers. Batters may well win a few more awards and get a bit more attention. Bowlers key. Hit the ground. Smith can hit. It's a biggie.
Just a little bit of patience. That's all JJ Smith has shown here. He's waited for this delivery where he can step and hit. How big were those eyes? Talk about lighting up. That's gone.
Big hit, that 185 metre plus comfortably. I do question his bowling change, I've got to say. Lofty Eaton hasn't turned to himself yet. He's sticking with his highly inexperienced young leg spinner. Great for him to get the experience. Finger spinner might be a better option. Gets away with this one. If that had found the gap, it would have been 4 more. For the Bolts to win it, did this have to stick?
Thought he had it. Out of the blue, Dick Vella gets aggressive. There he holds on to it. But upon landing, it just spills out. he sort of hugs it to his chest, doesn't he? But unsure of where it is. There now. Hold on. Oh no.
I was interested when I was down pitch side just talking a bit about the stadium. There isn't that much dew, so I don't think he can use the slippery or wet ball as an excuse there. Not an easy catch by any stretch. Just do sense for the Bolts that had to stick. Instead the Lions, well, they're getting there. They only need 25 more. Surely they'll be able to do enough. It's 108 for 4.
Game is on a nice edge. 62 for 3 in that 7-15 is what the Janakpur Bulls have got. The Lumbini Lions have got 52. They've lost 3. 25 need of 30. 5 runs and over. JJ Smith and Dick Weller out there, 24 of 19. And as we see Krishnamurthy coming on to bowl, it's a really interesting phase, isn't it, Akash? Sanjay Krishnamurthy, you little beauty.
A lot has happened from this end. Pitch within the stumps and hit in front of the stumps as well. Third consecutive leg before decision from this end. Niroshan Dikwela removed for 17. 108 for 5 Lions.
Not out there in the middle, very tense. You can almost feel the pressure. The tension is absolutely palpable. 108 for 5. They were 84 for 3. And Sanjay Krishnamurthy 1 for 15 now of 2.2. Akash Chopra, it seems to be really going down to the wire.
Niroshan Dikwela, he should be kicking himself. You need less than run a ball, and is this the best choice of the shot that you can actually have at this point? Of course, you may complain it didn't pitch within the stumps and whatnot, but was this even necessary? Was it required? JJ Smith is playing a blinder at the other end. Has eased the pressure.
More pressure building on JJ Smith. Now he not only needs to get those runs, but has to keep his wicket intact as well. 23 of 27. Things really coming to life here at the TU International. The crowd on the edges of their seats. We in the commentary box can feel the tension in the air. The Janakpur Bulls have clawed their way back. The Lumbini Lions half their side back in the dugout. That's what you need, just authentic cricketing shots.
If you keep taking the singles, you'll find that bowlers will have to do something extraordinary. They'll get desperate. They'll create, or of course they need to create something. Just take singles, rotate, strike. Basics.
The call is for 2. No from JJ Smith, and the right one as well. Like you did mention very correctly, you just need to take those singles, you'll get the odd boundary. You don't need that huge over, you just need to keep wickets intact, play authentic cricketing shots.
Something peculiar happens at this stadium actually, Buzzer. There is dew, but the pitch is still gripping.
Just a single. Deepnath will keep the strike. 16 done, 113 for 5. That's what we have on tap on Super Saturday. The Surat Pashchim Royals take on the Biratnagar Kings. Don't miss that for the world. It's live at 11 a.m. and match 27 at 3:15 p.m. The Chitwan Rhinos versus the Pokhara Avengers, coming to you live from the TU International Cricket Ground here in this beautiful city of Kathmandu. All right, life's not easy for the Lions at the moment.
Well, it isn't, I agree. But a quick reminder for everyone, be here early or you won't find an opportunity to get in for a very long time. The sellout. Aditya comes into the attack.
Down the track, in the air, just a single. And they can do it in singles, 19 of 23 now.
Bowls will have to actually think. Alright, for Smith, you keep your regular field placements in. But for Nath, you may want to bring somebody else inside the circle as well. Don't give easy singles.
Tossed up, the invitation was there, perhaps just slipping because of the dew. Krishnam Aditya has done well for them. Can you just not give the boundary? That's the crucial thing. 18 now of 22.
To create a wicket-taking opportunity, you'll have to stop the singles. Because run a ball, eventually there'll be a 4 sooner or later. 4 fielders inside the circle. All of them should be actually cutting the single.
Once again, tossed up. They're riding on their luck are the Lumini Lions. The Janakpur Bulls will need to do something really special, really quick. And talking about something really special, there it is. That's the Bajaj Pulsar. That's the next generation Pulsar power. Explosive, fast and unstoppable. Absolute stunner. JJ Smith on strike. Down the ground. Nice and easy.
16 of 20 required now. Need a wicket. Bolt. They've taken a few. Because at one stage it was 84 for 2. Lions running away with the game. They've reduced them to 117 for 5. Another wicket needed.
I just don't get the feeling that the batsmen like to use their feet. I mean, if he just needed to come out, he would have got it on the full. Just take a look at that. Just stood rooted. Another reverse sweep. Another chance taken and another run which they can least afford. There's umpire Wimala Siri. Leg buys is the call. 17 done. 118 for 5. pressure on the skipper. First time. And Lofty Eaton leading in a very crunch game, in a very crunch situation. 2 for 20 for Kure.
Make or break over. As far as I'm concerned, this is the over. 15 of 18. Kure has already taken a couple. He started this innings with a wicket on the first ball. He also scored runs with the bat. Hasn't put a foot wrong. And if Bolts were to actually create magic here, it has to be this guy on your screen.
Well, they just need to come in and save the single, Akash. If you're inside the 30-yard circle, you need to save the single at this juncture.
For Nath, maybe not so much for Smith because he'll hit you for a boundary. If you come too close, you expose the gaps. But for Nath, easy singles should not be available. For Nath, I'll actually dangle the carrot a bit more as well. Go for a boundary, go for the jugular. You might actually get a wicket. Interesting field placements now. 3 fielders on the offside in the circle for Smith.
Just down the ground for a single. They just need to make something happen, the Bolts. This way, it's not going to work out for them. 13 of 16, getting really easy. Well, just let's take a look how much dew there is. We have our very own Andrew Leonard down there ringside.
Thank you, Fazal. Before we talk about the dew, I just want to talk about this atmosphere. This crowd here, I can't really explain it to you, Akash. The atmosphere, I think the Janakpur Bolts fans are outnumbering those of the Lumbini Lions, but the passion on show. I know Akash, you'll experience bigger crowds than this. You see a big appeal, and we might go upstairs. Boys, is this one out?
Well, Dilip Nath seems to be okay with it. The players seem to think that they have their man. The TV umpire has a job on hand for sure.
Keeper wasn't that excited. Everybody else was. Let's have a look. No ball is not an issue. Foot bent out. Did it come in time? Makes it. Makes the ground. That's why the keeper wasn't very excited.
Well, the keeper wasn't excited. I was certainly excited, and Akash Chopra in the commentary box was very controlled. Well, let's just head back to Andrew and see what he has for us.
Yeah, thanks you guys. I'm just trying to really capture the feel and the atmosphere, the energy in this crowd. Every single seat is still full to the brim. Remember, it's not just the fate of the Lions and indeed the Bolts that hangs on the line here. Every ball feels like an event. Misfield, they're going to turn and go. Not going to go upstairs this time, but I do think as you come with me, you'll see here the Bolts Army right the way up towards the very top. They're probably the biggest fan base. Akash, I've got a question for you up there. I know the fans and the stands and the crowds are bigger in India, but are they as loud as they are here at the TU?
This will actually match the intensity and the vibe of this ground, Lenny. Wankhede, Chinnaswamy Stadium, 2 grounds come to my mind straight away, but this is sensational. I can guarantee every night.
Next level, come with me. We're just going to get that dew check as well, Faz, before we get back up to you. Here comes the off spinner. Smith hits it out towards us. Catching opportunity. Out. Anil Shah takes the catch. Back up to you. It's game on here.
Well, most certainly game on. JJ Smith has held out to that man, Anil Kumar Shah. This match has turned on its head. Is there another twist in the tail? 6 down now for the Lumbini Lions, and they are in trouble.
Turns and twists. That's what this tale is all about. It was short, it was there to be hit. It's just that didn't get the middle of the bat, and the expression tells you all. JJ Smith almost in the bag. Is still 2 hits away. What an innings. 19 ball 21. Lions 121 for 6.
Welcome back to the TU International Ground here. It's on a nice edge for sure. 12 needed, 13 balls to go. New man, Ruben Trumpelman is out there in the middle. We know he can strike a big ball, but under pressure with Kure bowling really well, 3 for 22. Last ball of his spell. Can he pick up the big man, or can he just deposit one over mid-wicket? We'll just have to wait and see. Well done, Akash Chopra. Single of the last ball. He will retain strike, he says. They're coming back for two, and that needed a direct hit or a better throw. That was really good running in the end. It was worth all the risk. 18 done, 1, 2, 3 for 6. And 23 for 6. 2 overs to go. 10 runs to get. Maaz Ahmad Sadakat, the young Pakistani, will be bowling the 19th and the penultimate over from the Chopar Hills end. And he'll be bowling to Dilip Nath.
Well, defending 19th is more important than the 20th. I was wondering whether the captain will go towards Krishnamurti for this one. He's gone to Maaz. Big call. This, of course, less than runnable. 10 of 12.
9 runs now stand between Lumbini Lions and that 4th spot in the playoffs. Well, they certainly can't defend this score. Do you think they would bring one more fielder in, maybe a long off to mid off?
You need to figure out something, because easy singles available from third man, fine leg, short fine leg. That's not working out well. Need to create something. The third man should still be at least 5 yards inside.
Dot ball, gold dust, 9 of 10. Tension in the air is absolutely palpable. We are on the edges of our seats. The crowd is on their feet. The youngster under pressure. Oh, just over the top. Oh, misfield at this crucial juncture.
You don't see pressure, you feel it. And that's what has happened, exactly what has happened. Kansakar ran in hard, but then just fumbled it. One converted into a double. Trumpelman retains strike. It's 7 of 9.
Really well bowled. Well, it missed everything. The wicket keeper also was caught napping. Asif Sheikh will rule this moment. Just take another look at it.
Missed stumping. Opportunity. He's done his bit. He's been economical, has created an opportunity. It's a drop chance and also an extra run.
Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. If you're in the 30-yard circle with 6 runs to go, you cannot concede the single. Let them get the boundary, let them beat you, but don't give them the single. I think it's time now to bring fielders in. Try and save the single, let them go over the top.
5 of 7, one hit away. I think we'll have a bit more drama tonight. Just a bit more. Again, third man point, sitting deep on the circle, edge of the circle.
In the air! Fielder under it! And he's put it down! It's all happening here in Kathmandu. Another catch goes a begging, and is the match gone with that as well? 19 done, 130 for 6. Well, you won't want to see this if you're a Janakpur Bulls fan. Just take a look at this. It went miles and miles and miles in the air. The fielder getting under it, and Rupesh Kumar Singh has dropped probably the catch, and with it the hopes for the Janakpur Bulls.
Catch the match, the opportunity to stay alive. It's not over till it is. 3 of 6. We asked for drama, we got some already. A boundary will ensure that the fourth team qualifies. But if there is a wicket again, then new batter with 3 to score of 6 balls. The last over wasn't too bad actually from us. Gave away 7 but created 2 opportunities. A stumping chance, a catch at short fine leg. Both weren't taken.
Well, they're just expecting this to be perhaps the last ball of the match. There it is. That's the winning moment. A huge hit in our direction. And we were under pressure for the second time in the tournament. A very, very famous win for the Lumbini Lions. They win by 4 wickets with 5 balls to spare and secure that 4th spot in the playoffs.
Lumbini Lions have roared and become the 4th team to qualify for the playoffs. A humdinger of a game. We have seen time and again the teams chasing failing to do so. They've had their moments, Janakpur Bulls, but it was the composure of the Lumbini Lions. Bowled well, set up the game quite nicely with the bowlers, and in the end, they needed that lusty blow from Nath. 6 to seal the deal.
Well, they really played well, the Lumbini Lions. They were under pressure. They didn't start the tournament very well. Midway, they started picking up form, and they've peaked at perhaps the right time in the tournament. This is the time you want to play as a team. This is the time you want to get into form and take that. There it is. That's the winning moment. Straight down the ground. He absolutely teed off, and what a celebration this. Hugs all around, and the skipper happy, the fans are happy, the ownership is happy, and what a win this for the Lumbini Lions. Congratulations to the Lumbini Lions. Commiserations to the Janakpur Bulls. They've played well, but on the day they've been beaten by a very superior side.
They say that winning the crown is difficult, defending is even more tougher. And that's what the Janakpur Bulls will actually realize. The defending champions not being able to qualify for the final round. We've got our 4 qualifiers. Royals, Gorkhas, Kings and now Lions. As there are a few games to go in this edition of the season, NPL Season 2, the league phase, where we've got our qualified teams already. Rohit Patel's Lions, they've sealed a spot.
Well, a very superior performance this from the Lumbini Lions. They were under pressure. They knew if they had to qualify, they needed to win, they needed to seal the deal. But spare a thought for the Avengers, spare a thought for the Yaks, and spare a thought for the Rhinos. They all thought that one win by the Bulls would open this whole thing up. But Lumbini Lions had other ideas. They have really roared here at the TU International Ground, taking this match 25 by the scruff of the neck. He was one of the stars of the show, Sher Malai. He bowled so well, picked up wickets when they really needed them. But the captaincy of this man, when he came out to bat, unfortunately couldn't carry on. But he really laid a very, very good foundation, Akash.
He was brilliant with the bat actually. While he was there, it was one-way traffic in favour of Lumbini Lions. Played the spinners really well. Deployed the sweep shot to good effect. 32 of 34, captain leading from the front by example as well. The highest run scorer on the day for the team, Lumbini Lions. But still the job had to be done. A couple of dismissals, Mayan, back-to-back, Rohit and then Sandeep Jora. Needed Dilip Nath and Ruben Trumpleman in the end. But not to forget JJ Smith, the 19 ball 21. That was the partnership, that was the inning that actually moved the game in favour of the Lumbini Lions.
It was not a happy bowling card if you're a Janakpur Bowls fan. It's been that kind of season for them. Sangeet Kure really bowled well, bowled his heart out, but unfortunately it's the fielding that let them down. Mayan Yadav, he picked up 2 but dropped that very, very crucial catch. He along with Rupesh Kumar Singh in the end dropping that catch, and really been one season to forget for the defending champions. There you see live pictures, the scenes, the parents, the family come out there, and really good to see that they're in all in good cheer. That's Mr. Paras Khadka there, the secretary of the Nepal Cricket Association. He's been the key man behind the success of this tournament so far. Akash, you met him. What a gentleman he is.
Phenomenal. The love that he gets in this country is unreal. Janakpur Bowls won the toss, elected to bat first. Kure, 38 ball 45 not out. Mayan, 23 ball 27 unbeaten. Took the team to 132 for 6. Malla 2 wickets, Rohit Patel 2. A wicket each for Smith and Trumpleman. A cliffhanger of a game. Went till the 20th over. First ball of the 20th over was when 6th game of the bat of Dilip Nath. And Lumbini Lions won this game by 4 wickets with 5 balls remaining and sealed a spot in the top 4.
Well, they needed 133 to get. They came out and they needed to go all guns blazing, but they lost a wicket at the very first delivery. That was Sumit gone for the golden duck. And then Darcy shot, and the skipper Rohit Paudel really was fierce on anything that was remotely loose down the ground, over mid-wicket. They really played well. Darcy shot, and the skipper Rohit Paudel really set up this run chase. Some huge hits which went way into the crowd. They had things in complete control. Well, until this happened. That was the LBW of Darcy's shot. And then the skipper departed LBW. And very next delivery, Jora was dismissed LBW. And that's the moment when they looked completely down and out.
Then a reprieve. That was Niroshan Dikwela. Smith was batting well at the other end. Run a ball, or rather less than run a ball, were needed at that point in time. Niroshan Dikwela gave Bowls another opportunity to come back into the game. 1 brings 2 is what we say in cricket. Smith departed, and then 2 chances created by Maz in the 19th over. First by the keeper and then by Yadav. That almost was the death knell. Final nail in the coffin came in this fashion.
Well, what a win this for Lumbini Lions by 4 wickets, very convincing, very comfortable in the end. They did it with 5 balls to spare, and 5 balls to spare is quite a bit in a T20 game. Let's just take a look at how they stack up. Sundar Pashchim Royals sitting pretty at the top of the table, 12 points for them. They're the first team to qualify, and to just sneak in to 4th spot are the Lumbini Lions. So the 4 will be the Royals, the Gorkhas, the Kings and the Lions. Will be hurting the Avengers for sure. The Rhinos work. They did the work, but not good enough. The Yaks, and unfortunately the defending champions languishing there at the 8th spot, the Janakpur Bowls. Well, after this cliffhanger of a game, we do need a break, and when we come back, it will be the post-match presentation with Mikhail Vaswani. Do stay tuned.